I'm Justin Davis, and this is Drone Camps RC. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Drone Heaven. You have arrived. We have a lot of drone reviews on the channel, and today we're kind of lucky to be able to review a new FPV drone because it seems like with all the tariffs, the imports, the restrictions, and things just getting harder and harder for the drone world, it's surprised me to see a new company. And when this popped up, I was like, oh, this looks interesting. It looks like a remix of the Flywoo Explorer and something ultra lightweight with the Dead Cat style on here, but it has a little larger motors at 1505 motors and bi-blade props. It has an F405 flight controller. It has aircraft aluminum and plenty of space in the back to add like an 03 or an 04. It's compatible with analog VTX and camera systems, and it comes with a ton of hardware in this box. I'm gonna show you after the flight test what it comes with. And I was amazed at how many different TPU camera mounts and styles they had in this box to retrofit any of your camera systems. So it comes ready to rock for any system out there. Now today I'm also going to be flying with my TX15. I'm giving that one away October 20th. So like, comment, subscribe. You'll be entered to win this one coming up in a live stream. Free to you. You don't have to pay for any shipping. So if someone pretends to be Drone Camps, don't comment back in the comments down below, but make your comment on this video, click the like button for the algorithm, and make sure you're subscribed, and you'll be entered to win this one. But without further ado, I want to show you just how surprising this one was to me. I didn't see this coming, because when I started flying it up and down the rows at this tree sanctuary, this tree farm, I was amazed at how fast it flew down the rows and how fast it is on the sticks. It is extremely, extremely fast for how small it is. You can fly it on a LiPo, a 4S LiPo, or you can fly it on a Lion pack. So the motors are low enough kV, and you get well over 10 minutes flight time on a smaller Lion pack, up to around 3000 milliamp. So pretty cool. Let's go out and fly this one together. The RATE L40 Pro.
Solo anoto goles como Lewandowski. High key, baby, nunca low key. Yo tengo el drip, preguntar a mi broski. Tres líneas, tripoloski. Solo anoto goles como Lewandowski. High key, baby, nunca low key. Yo tengo el drip, preguntar a mi broski. Tres líneas, tripoloski. Yo vivo mi vida como atleta, entrenando y corriendo la carrera. Tan veloz cuando yo quemo la carretera. Y si no tienes estilo, es pa' afuera. ¿Qué vas? Ustedes solo saben copiar, pero le gusta criticar y le encanta odiar. Puedo decir que eso de calle, pero el único delito que en verdad es cometido es solamente robar. Ven y rode mi flow, vos sos más fake que en reality show. Me quieren tirar pero no pueden, bro, porque ellos saben que tengo razón. Hey, sin paja me quieren meter dentro de una caja. No pasa nada, digan lo que digan, son solamente palabras. Si me dispara solamente una bala. Solo anoto goles como Lewandowski. High key, baby, nunca low key. Yo tengo el drip, pregúntale a mi broski. Tres líneas, tripoloski. Solo anoto goles como Lewandowski. High key, baby, nunca low key. Yo tengo el drip, pregúntale a mi broski. Tres líneas, tripoloski. No paro y no paro, hablando claro, yo sé que soy caro. Yo ni entiendo lo mucho que valgo, pero me dio vida, por eso yo canto. Y por eso mi flow no está a la venta, aunque me ofrezcan 1000 será una cuenta. Yo pongo toda mi fe en la Trinidad. Mi Dios me dio el estilo más duro en el planeta. Solo anoto goles como Lewandowski. High key, baby, nunca low key. Yo tengo el drip, pregúntale a mi broski. Tres líneas, tripoloski. Solo anoto goles como Lewandowski. High key, baby, nunca low key. Yo tengo el drip, pregúntale a mi broski. Tres líneas, tripoloski.
All right, my friend, welcome back from the flight test. This is the RATE L40 Pro box that you get. And this is all the hardware that comes in the box, including two straps. You get the 0304 or multi 20 by 20 style VTX mount for the back. You get a couple bits for your driver to be able to drive all of these different hardware and bolts into the quad. You get some M2 hardware on so many different levels. We get O4 mounting kit here. We get O3 screws and bolts. We get a GPS edition TPU mount for the back, which also you get this piece, which helps it come off the standoffs in the back. We also have some O3 style camera mounts back here and another smaller mount for micro style cams. So, and I haven't seen this much hardware included with any other drone out there. And I really think they're trying to push compatibility so that you can add whatever type of video system you want on this quad to make their quad more compatible with systems out there, because right now a lot of quads you buy it and it's just for the O4 or it's for the O3. So very cool to see that they're accommodating all of these different types of camera systems. And on the scale, the RATE L40 Pro weighs in at 179.4 grams. With probably the smallest battery I'd run on here, it weighs in at 261.4 grams. If you want to get it under 250, you can. You can fly something like a 4S 550 on there and still have it under 250 grams. Okay, so here is the L40 Pro sitting on my bench, and we should talk about it. And the first thing I want to say about this quad is it's really fast. So it's really fast, and I forget how fast this thing will turn because of its size, because I'm so used to flying larger drones. So you can corner really well. The tune is really nice on here. I don't think I saw any vibes in my DJI O3 goggles. And in the flight test, when I showed it to you guys, I showed it to you from the goggles DVR, not the smoothed out footage. And there was quite a bit of wind that day that I was flying, so there was wind on and off that day. Now, this quad is dead cat style. It does have classic long body design, just kind of shrunk down. This is called the truck bed. And I can get comfortably a 4S 850 on here. And you can also put these Lion packs and they look big, but they're around 3000 milliamp, and this will allow you to go out and cruise and get up to like 20 minutes flight time plus. So I didn't push this pack all the way down to the end on my flight test, and I'll try to put some links down below to some available 4S 3000 packs that are out there. These are 18650 style packs. They're really great, but it's nice that these motors will allow you to fly, an FPV freestyle battery like a LiPo, or a long-range battery like a Lion. These motors are the 1505 RATE branded motors. They are also 2800 kV, which is on the higher end of kV, but they seem to run pretty efficient with these props on board. These are 4-inch props. They are HQ T42 props. They do have a kind of a medium cord here, nice little tapered tip. They have 2 M2 bolts on the top, and then they have 4 smaller M2 bolts on the bottom. And I think they did a pretty good job at lightening up the frame as well. We have a 2mm bottom plate. This is just running from front to back here. And then we have some thicker 3K sort of, looks like about 3mm arms with a very narrow end, and even a little motor bumper on the end, a TPU motor bumper, which is kind of nice. The 2 bolts are a little bit longer here, holding those on. So just make sure when you're putting bolts back in that you don't put the long bolts in on the shorter side. You can damage your motors doing that. Now up front, we also have a camera mount that came pre-installed. So I have a micro cam mount here. We have 2 aluminum side plates, and you can see on the side that I used the O4 dampeners on the inside. So there is a rubber style dampener that can bolt in here. On the sides, we have side plate protection, and these are 3D printed. And I thought this was kind of an interesting way that they kind of set this up. Now, if we open this side plate up, we have access to the flight controller. This is a 20 by 20 stack. It is 30 amp ESCs on here and a USB-C, which is nice for connecting to Betaflight. And it's running Betaflight 4.5.2 on here. And it is an F405 flight controller. Just behind that, I have my ELRS tiny micro receiver with a little tiny Immortal T in the back, some TPU mounts, and we have the additional 04 back here, which I just strapped in the back with basic zip tie and a little bit of VHB on the bottom. But you also have mounting brackets back here. I just didn't have enough time to really mount this properly, so I just kind of strapped it in there. But you do have the smaller version here, which I believe is the 16 by 16, and then you have 20 by 20 millimeter there. And you have two options back here for your VTX antenna mounts. You have dual antenna, and these are going to be the sort of smaller dipoles. And then you have the singular antenna back here for something like the 03, which is a singular dual antenna in one antenna there. So top plate, it does have around, looks like 8 bolts for top plate release. You can use 2 straps on this to hold the battery down a little bit better if you're running that larger battery. This is a little smaller strap, and this one's great for around a 750 milliamp pack. This one will definitely hold the larger pack that I showed you earlier, the Lion, so it's kind of nice you have 2 different size straps in the box. And the little side plates are 3D printed. You can see there's kind of a little tiny piece right here that's shaped like the top of the flight controller mount nut. And if we push this back, it will kind of snap into place. You can push it down with your fingernail, and then it's locked into place on top of the flight controller. So that's not going to pop out and move or end up in the props, which is nice. Some of the other side panels recently I've seen, they just seem like they're kind of sketchy and feel like they could pop out pretty easily, but these are easy to get on and off. Just take your fingernail and lift up there, and you can open that side plate door. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I think it's kind of cool to see a new company come out and something new available that is similar to kind of an old favorite. The Flywoo Explorer LR, if you want to get that one, say PNP, and add your own VTX on there, that one's around $170. And this one's just a more budget version. It's $120 PNP. That's without the receiver. So add your own ELRS receiver on this one, and you can build one of these up if you've wanted one for a little bit cheaper. They also have ELRS 2.4 like mine, and that comes in at around $132. And then if you want to add a TBS 915 Nano Crossfire receiver, you can bump it up to $154, and you're still cheaper than the Flywoo Explorer. So I think it actually looks a little bit cooler, which is kind of funny to say for a budget quad, but they did a pretty good job. It almost reminds me of the YMZ style quad that we've seen, the lighting in the past. It looks like a big brother to a lighting sort of little medium to long range cruiser. But let me know again what you guys think down in the comments below. I thought it was cool to fly something new, and I guess it took me about, say, 25 minutes to install my 04 Pro on there. So yeah, make it a cinema quad, make it an Explorer quad, whichever way you like to go. It'll also freestyle like a maniac. So it's got a lot. I mean, it has more than duality. So I like this one. I would give it 2 thumbs up easily because it's just fun. It's just a fun little quad to fly, and it has 3 different layers of operation. Yeah, it'll freestyle, it'll explore, and it will absolutely bring home some cinema footage with an 04 on there. So let me know if you built one up, and like, comment, and subscribe, and get in on that giveaway coming up for my TX15. I definitely want to give it to somebody on my channel and give back to the FPV community. But thanks again for watching my channel, guys. I'm Justin Davis. This is the L40 Pro. Pretty cool. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.